Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'm going to be doing your money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of April 2020. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. All right, Aquarius, for the readings this month, I'm going to be using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. For clarifiers, I will use my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and then I will end your reading, Aquarius, with a Chakra Oracle card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, if you are here for the first time, you will notice that I read what are called jumper cards, which means sometimes when I'm shuffling, a card will literally fly out of the deck. Sometimes cards will flip over or they'll kind of, scoot their way out. Those are the cards that I choose to read because I believe that those cards have a very specific message that needs to be acknowledged. And I think that's it. Let's go ahead and get right to it. I hope you're doing well and staying well, Aquarius. All right. So what do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius? As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius? Okay. All right, Aquarius. Now, already I see that you are feeling like things are a little unstable. And I apologize if you hear my neighbor's dog barking outside. But Aquarius, I see that you're going to feel a little unstable for that first week of April. Maybe going through a little bit of emotional overwhelm. But it's only temporary, my friend. Okay. So, as we move into April, that first week, Aquarius, like I said, you're going to be feeling a little bit of emotional overwhelm. And I say that because we're starting off with the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups sometimes is about feeling regretful, feeling a little bit lost, and like I said, just feeling emotionally overwhelmed. And that is very normal considering the circumstances that we're all in right now. However, it's not going to stay that way, okay? Just trust. I promise you, you are not going to feel this way forever. This is something temporary. This is something that is completely normal. And it's something that you should kind of just embrace for the time that you're feeling it. Allow yourself to feel a little disjointed because I think we all are kind of going through that in one way, shape, or form. Now, we also have the Four of Wands in the reverse. This is the card that is about things not being settled, okay? Sometimes it can mean instability. Sometimes it can also mean you just don't have a solid foundation or you just don't have a solid grip on something. Now, like I said, because this is the first week of April, we're going through some really huge energetic shifts throughout the world. So this is kind of normal. I don't want you to be alarmed if you're feeling this way the first week of April because as I can see as we progress through these cards here, you're not going to feel that way for long. It's just kind of I want to say it's like an up and down thing where, things just kind of, one day they feel great, the next day you're not so sure, the next day things are good, and then the next day they're okay. So that's just kind of the normal cycle of what we're all going through. Now we have the Emperor here. Now the Emperor is a very powerful card. This is someone who makes decisions. The Emperor is also someone who has an energy of just kind of being in authority and taking control. right? The Emperor is also someone who acts with wisdom, who uses discernment, and also someone who just really utilizes his power in a good way. Sometimes this is all about that masculine energy, and it's also about the energy of getting things done and making things happen. So while you may be feeling a little bit out of sorts as April starts, just know that your own tenacity and your own wisdom and your own fire and drive is really going to serve you. And it's really going to set you up for being able to achieve and accomplish more. And also it's going to allow you to attract more to you, because that masculine energy is all about the hunt. And so if you're looking for something specific, you will find it, or it will find you. Okay, just being in that powerful place of confidence, of strength, of knowledge and wisdom is definitely going to serve you. And you are going to be going through that as we move through that first week of April. Now we also have the Wheel of Fortune here, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, which means things just kind of take a turn in a different direction. Now it doesn't mean that things are negative or things are bad. It just means that things are turning in a way that you didn't expect. Situations happen that come out of the blue, and situations happen that, like I said, just take you in a different direction. Not that it's bad. Sometimes not that it's, not that it's always good either, but it's just an unexpected turn of events, and sometimes that works out in our favor. It's one of those things where you really can't control it, but you just kind of have to roll with it and see what happens. Now, I do think that when things do kind of shift for you in this big way, I think it's going to be something that moves you towards some financial gain in some way. I say that because I see the Queen of Pentacles and the Strength card. These are two very positive cards, also two very powerful cards as it relates to finances. The Queen of Pentacles is all about financial literacy. She knows what's going on with her money. She knows how to make it grow. She knows how to prevent money from being wasted or overspent or underutilized in some cases. The Queen of Pentacles is very smart. She pays attention to details. She's very meticulous with the finances. And I do feel like that is you, Aquarius, as we move through April. If you're not this way, soon you will be, because the energy of what's going on, where we do just have to pay attention more to our money, to our balances, to our bank accounts. You're going to learn what you need to learn. And you're going to start making some different decisions as we move forward. Now, the good thing is that you have the Strength card here too, which tells me that you're going to be going through some, maybe some physical healing on some level. When I see the Strength card, this is a positive health card as well. So if you are kind of feeling like, I should say, if you are going through an illness, just know that you are going to recover. And I also want to say you are going to have to tap into your mental and emotional strength as well. But you are not going to have any trouble doing that because, like I said, I see the Strength card here in the upright position. So you are going to have that mindset that you can handle what's coming your way. And the other thing is too, is like you're not going to be easily discouraged. You're going to feel like you can, just move forward. And you're going to feel like you're going to feel like you can just keep going, and it's not something where, I want to say it's not something where you're feeling like you're in a weak position. You're actually going to be in a very strong, solid, grounded position, which is going to give you a lot more leverage as you do make these decisions as it relates to your money. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of April 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius? What do we need to know for Aquarius, please? right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, as we move through that, as we move into that second week of April, you're going to be, I'm feeling like education is heavy here. You're going to either be learning something new. Now, when I say education, I don't necessarily mean formal education, although it could be, but you're going to be learning quite a few things. The Magician card in the reverse tells me that you're going to be forced to learn something. Now, the Magician is all about alchemy. It's about taking whatever he has or whatever she has at the moment and using that to create exactly what he or she wants. When it shows up in the reverse, it means the same thing. However, you may not have what you need in order to make things how you want them, but you're going to have to get really creative, or you're going to have to force yourself to do something in order to create the exact outcome that you desire, especially as it relates to money, work, business, finance, and that type of thing. So the Magician in the reverse is all about, maybe you have to go back to school. Maybe you have to take a class. Maybe you have to get licensed or certification. Not that you really want to, but because of the circumstances and because of some of your goals, you're realizing, oh, okay, I guess I have to go back and take that class, or I guess I have to read that book, or I guess I have to learn that skill. Okay, so you're still creating what you want. However, you don't have everything you need, and you're going to be forced to kind of get creative and come up with some ideas so you do have what you need. Now, we also have the Six of Cups here, and the Six of Cups is all about someone from your past showing up again. Now, this could be someone, in your personal life, but because we're talking about money and finances and career and all that, I do have a feeling that this is someone that you could have worked with, or someone you know in a professional setting, or maybe in a work type thing. It could be a work relationship. It could be an old boss. It could be an old job that wants you back. Whatever the case may be, you are going to reconnect from someone or something from your past, and it's going to be something that benefits you financially. Again, this is going to happen roughly in that second week of April. So, just kind of keep your eyes and ears open, because something or someone from your past is showing up, and it's going to be an opportunity for you. Now we have the King of Pentacles, also the King of Swords here. King of Pentacles, when he shows up in the reverse, sometimes it's about not knowing what to do with your money. And it's not because you don't technically know or understand, but sometimes you're put in a position to where you kind of have to make choices, financial choices, money choices, that you're just either not equipped to make or you're not prepared to make, okay? But it doesn't mean that it's something that's going to bankrupt you. It just means that it's something that you're going to have to kind of step up a little bit more than what you were ready for, and it's not something that's going to hurt you. It's just going to feel really uncomfortable, and it might feel a little scary. But just know and trust that you're going to be okay. And you do have the knowledge that you need, at least to, take those first steps. And the other thing is about the King of Pentacles, it also means someone who is a little bit overly cautious with money. Someone who can be somewhat of a miser, so to speak. You just have to, kind of decide how this, resonates with you. But it could be someone who is overly cautious with money, someone who is a tightwad, someone who doesn't want to spend, or someone who has to research, plan, and then research and plan again before he even decides to invest, or before he decides to spend that $1. The King of Swords is about sometimes not cutting off things that need to be cut off. All right. And as it relates to our money and our finances, there's probably some ways that you can kind of, I want to say, curb your spending, or maybe some ways that you can save that you're just not being aware of. Or it could also mean that sometimes you're hesitating, letting go of something that needs to be let go of. The King of Swords is a relentless cutting off of things that do not belong or that are not serving you. So when he shows up in the reverse, sometimes there's hesitation there. There's a delay. There's an unwillingness to cut something off. Now you have to be careful with this, because if you don't take action and stop something or cut whatever off that needs to be cut off, it can end up costing you. So this is more of a warning. This is more of a heads up. But just kind of re-examine your finances and your money. And if there is something that you feel could be eliminated, don't hesitate to eliminate it. Now we have the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Wands, she's about decisions being made at your work, and they're being made in your favor. There's people who are at your work who are kind of fighting for you. This could also be something in business too. It doesn't necessarily have to be through a job. But the Queen of Wands is all about supervisors, or also people in higher up positions wanting to work with you and wanting to kind of be an advocate for you in some way. So just know that there is someone who is trying to help you, trying to protect you as it relates to your work. It could also mean a business too. It can mean a business partner. It could also mean a client. It could be a client who is, really, wanting to work with you and wanting to help you. Just the Queen of Wands is someone at your work or involved in your work who is on your side. So this is a very nice card. So let's go ahead and clarify. Oh, nice. See, someone's coming back, Aquarius. Someone or something is coming back. All right, so what do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of April 2020. Okay. All right, Aquarius. So I have no doubt that someone from your past is coming back. And it's going to be a very good thing. Now, it could be someone or something. I'll say it that way. 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, upright. Ace of Wands, Tower, reverse. 8 of Wands, 3 of Wands, upright. All right, let's start here. 6 of Cups. Remember, we saw 6 of Cups here. So someone or something is definitely coming back. They're either going to show up here and you may not pay attention, and then they show up again in that third week and you pay attention, or it could be you get a message, phone call, email, something about something from your past, and then it shows up again as we move into the second half of April. And again, this is something very positive. This is something very, very good, Aquarius. So don't ignore it, okay? Don't ignore the person. Don't ignore the message. It is something good, and it is something that's going to benefit you financially in some way. And I can say that because it's in the upright position both times. Now we have the 7 of Cups here, which means you're going to be presented with a lot of opportunity. There's going to be things showing up, coming your way, and you're going to actually have a lot of choices. You're not going to be limited. You're not going to feel like there's nothing going on for you. You're going to have a lot of choices as it relates to your money, to your business, to your investments, okay? So just know not all the choices are going to be great, but some of them are going to be very, very good. So you're going to have to do a little bit of discernment, but just know that you do have choices and you're not going to be locked in to just one thing. We have the Ace of Wands here. This tells me there's going to be some type of a delay or postponement, something work related, okay? There's something coming up in relation to your work, and it doesn't necessarily mean a job. It could be a business, but there's some type of a delay that's going to happen probably in that second half of April, so don't be surprised when you hear about, companies are putting things on hold, okay? That has nothing to do with you. So just know that this is just the nature of the beast, the nature of our circumstances. Now we do have the Tower card in the reverse. This tells me that the worst is over for you. Okay, it's not the Tower in the upright position, but the Tower in the reverse talks about the worst is over. Now you are in the phase of rebuilding. This is very, very exciting because all the stuff that wasn't working has been eliminated from the equation. Now you have a brand new, fresh start. Things have been taken away, things have been removed, things have been torn down that just were not stable or were not working. And now you have the opportunity to rebuild from scratch, which means you have total control of how things fall into place. This is a very, very positive card when it shows up in the reverse. And sometimes it's positive upright too. It just depends on the surrounding cards. So we have the Eight of Wands here. Now this is a good card too because this card is all about speed. This is about things happening quickly. This is about things moving ahead, sometimes so fast that it's hard to keep up. But it's very, very good. It means that, people are taking action, people are starting to do stuff, things are moving, things are shaking, things are falling into place in a very rapid way. This is very, very good, especially if you're working on something or you're kind of anticipating something and you're wondering when it's going to happen. Well, it's going to happen and things are going to happen very, very quickly. Again, it depends on your circumstance. It depends on what's going on with you as far as how this card relates. But I do know that once we move into that second week of April, things are going to start moving very, very quickly, so get ready. We also have the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands is all about anticipating the future. Now, because things start moving so quickly, even though there is a delay or a postponement here for something in relation to your work, we are rebuilding, we are moving forward, and you're going to be called to make some decisions. And you may feel like you don't want to make decisions right now because things are so unstable, but at the same time, you're ready to start planning ahead. You're not just looking at what's happening right now, you're actually starting to think about your future for yourself and for your family. And you start contemplating and you start really making plans for yourself as far as how you want things to happen and the type of life you want to live. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020? All right. Oh, interesting. All right, Aquarius. As we move towards the end of April, you're going to feel a little bit of emotional overwhelm again. Okay? But here's the thing, though. It's kind of like you're just trying to figure it all out in the best way for you. And it's not that, you're feeling lost, but you're feeling like there's just so much. Sometimes it's like, wow, I'm just trying to pay the bills here. But then in the next moment, it's like, wow, now I have to make decisions about, my future career for the next 20 years, the next 10 years, the next year even. So there is a lot going on and it is going to feel very heavy. But I'm telling you, Aquarius, I'm telling you this with all my heart. Please do not think that this is going to be this way forever. This is temporary, and this is part of the cycles of life and the seasons that we go through. And if you just trust and you stay strong and you keep moving forward, I promise you with everything in me that it will work out. So let's start with the Five of Wands here. Now you're going to be having a lot of discussions here. You're going to be having conversations, meetings. You could have a lot of back and forth. Sometimes you could have disagreements. But there's just going to be a lot of people infiltrating your conversations here. People giving you opinions and you didn't ask for it. Or people just kind of trying to be involved in stuff that they really should not be involved in, okay? Again, this is just more like static. It's not anything that's going to dismantle you in any way. It's just that, be aware there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of conversations going on, and everyone has an opinion and they're going to want to share it with you. Now, this is good. We have the Death card. This is a positive change in a big, life-changing, masterfully, it's masterfully done. We have a huge change coming here, and it's going to affect all areas of your life. Now, the good thing about the Death card is it literally means life as you knew it before this change is really going to be over. You're moving into a new phase. You're moving into a new development. You're moving into a whole new season of your life. And this is going to be a change for the better because this is in the upright position. So get ready that by the time we get to the end of April, Aquarius, you're going to see massive changes in your life for the better. On every level is what I'm feeling. It's going to be, changes, good changes for you in your work and money situation, but you're also going to have some really good changes, in your physical life, in your personal life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Get ready because big changes are coming. We have the Six of Wands here in the reverse. Now, this is unwanted attention. You're going to be thrown in the spotlight on some level. People are going to be giving you a lot of attention. You're going to be getting a lot of followers. You're going to be getting a lot of people, excuse me, who are looking at you and, on some level, maybe even praising you and wanting to work with you. And sometimes it is a little uncomfortable, but don't worry. All this attention is well deserved because you are brilliant in your own way. So just know that sometimes it's not comfortable to be front and center, but it's something that you may have to get used to, especially with all these changes coming up. You may be a local celebrity. You could be an online celebrity. You could be a Hollywood celebrity. Who knows? But definitely you're going to have to get used to being in the spotlight in some way, shape, or form. Now we also have the Five of Cups. This is what I was talking about. We had the Five of Cups here. We have them again here. It's about that emotional overwhelm. I think I've already made it clear that this is normal. You don't have to stress about it. I promise you. It's just part of life, and things are going to kind of fall into place as time moves on. You're just going to have to really stay strong, and you're going to have to really trust within yourself that you are doing the right thing at the right time for you, and that's all that matters. Finally, we have the Queen of Wands. Again, we saw her here. Like I said, this is someone who's on your side, someone professionally who is on your team, who's supportive, who could be a mentor, someone going to bat for you. Okay, this could be the same person here. Now, I know this is a queen, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a woman, but there is someone who is kind of looking out for you, especially as it relates to work, business, finances. There is someone who is on your side, someone who is protecting you on some level, or it could just be someone who is standing up for you. Okay, so that's a very good thing. So just know and trust that there's people looking out for you, and you may not necessarily be aware of it, but it is going on. We've got it here in that second week of April, and then also in the second half of April as well. So Aquarius, you're going to have a very emotional April. However, things will start shifting and falling into place for you. If you can just trust the process and know that things are not permanent. If there's something that's making you unhappy or making you a little insecure or making you feel a little unsure, just know that that's normal. Like I said, it's part of the cycle of life that we all go through. And know that big changes are coming your way. Things are going to be happening very quickly. You're going to have changes in all areas of your life, but it's definitely going to be for the better. All right, Aquarius, let's go ahead and pull a Chakra Oracle card. We got card number 50, Crown Chakra. This one is inspired. I like that word, inspired, because it just means someone who is taking action, someone who is inspired, and they're not just sitting back waiting for something to happen or waiting for people to come to them. They're being more proactive and really, doing something. Even if it's something small, they're being inspired by what they can do right now. So focus on your crown chakra in the month of April, Aquarius. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, drop those down below. And if you are interested in a private reading, I will have that information linked in the description. All right, Aquarius, thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. We will do it again next month.